Hey, what's going on, everybody? Let's get started setting up GitHub and Unity. So we're going to walk through the process of creating a Unity project and setting it up with our GitHub. So let's walk through the step. Let me pause. Okay, so starting off, we'll first create a new Unity project. Let's go, let's go. So click in New Project, Core, 3D Core, and we get to select our name. I'm going to keep it. Yes. And yeah, create project and we wait. All right, so once the editor pops up for the new project, let's set up everything to work with Unity or to work with GitHub. So let's click edit and then project settings and navigate to the editor tab in the left column. And then we're going to go to asset serialization. So we want to make sure that this is force text. Once you make sure it's that, then let's go down to version control, left column. All right, so once we're at version control, we want to make sure the mode is set to visible meta files. So once that has been clicked, we can exit out. Okay, now everything is set. So once we start our new project, let's say we want to add something here. Let's add a cube. And yeah, all right, I'm feeling good about this. Now the next step is let's create the local repo using GitHub Desktop. Give me a sec. All right. So pulling GitHub up, I already have my current repo, another repo I was working with, but let's create a local repository for the new Unity project that we just created. So we'll go to File, Add Local Repository, and on Local Path, to choose our path, we'll press Choose. And it already takes me to where my Unity projects are. So you'll probably have to navigate to that. I place my Unity projects in the development folder. For you, it might be different, but you can just search Unity projects, or you can go back to your. So I'm gonna cancel real quick. You can go to your Unity hub, look at the project we just created, and it'll show you the path right there. Nice. We're learning. Alrighty, so I'm gonna minimize that. Go back to GitHub Desktop, File, Add Local Repo, choose to select the path, and I'm going to navigate to my Yes Yeah project. Select folder. This directory does not appear to be a Git repository. Would you like to create a repository here instead? Yes, I would. Yes, yeah, description. I'll say uh, Unity. Um, and you can add a README file. A README file is a text file that that you can add to your project to explain a little bit about your project. So this will just create a template file that you can edit. We don't need to worry about the license, and you don't need to worry about that. So you can keep this none also. All right, create repository. This repository uses Git T to contribute to it. Git LFS must first be initialized. Hmm, not now. Let's say we don't need that. Until we do, we'll go back to it. So not now. All right, it's doing this thing. And we'll come back once everything's. So let's go back to GitHub Desktop. So I was working in this repository. That's why it didn't move, it looks like. But for you, something might pop up. If not, you'll want to click current repository, roll the ball. See, these are the repos that I've pushed to the remote repository. Yeah, the remote repository. Right here's other. I guess that's. Oh no. All right, we have a. Let's see. Let's see. So that error that just popped up, we're going to ignore that for now. I already clicked off of it, but it doesn't look to be a serious error. It just changes the line endings. Um, I guess the character that ends a line, it changes that from I think CLRF to LF, something like that. But I didn't run into any issues when doing any other operations with it. So let's just not worry about that for now. Let's keep moving forward. All right, so right now we're in the current repository. Right now it's just the local repository. So local meaning on our computer, not remote to the GitHub server. So, but before we push it over to the server, let's do one more thing first. Let's add our gitignore file. You see we have a lot of files right here. A lot of these are what you call meta files or like system files, and these files are can be generated on opening the editor, so you don't need to pass these files around. So I shared with you all a gitignore file that you can add to your project. I already have one, so I'll show you how to add it to the project. All right, so what I sent you, you should have gotten, and it'll be in your downloads. It comes as a zip file, so you can just double click into it, or you can extract all, open the same folder, should replace. I already opened mine. So it just shows the folder now. And you can see right here. And let's go to gitignore file, gitignore. So this is the file that we want to put into our project. And I'll show you where to put it. Let's go, let's go. So navigating back to our project, mine's in Unity projects. And it's called Yes Yeah. So right here on in the bait within this folder, the project folder, I'm gonna move the gitignore file right there. And notice how it's like 8,000 files that we seen before. And it may take a little while. Okay, so now see how the number changed to 32. And that's because we ignored a lot of those meta files that we didn't need to to be tracking. So now that we're at this point, I think we're ready to push to the remote. All right, so let's do it. So first thing we want to do is make a commit message. I'm gonna say first commit, and then we're going to commit to main. So all the changes that we made is going to be tracked by as first commits. All right, so we made those commits. So now it's not showing the current changes since we're already tracking them. And next thing we want to do, publish repository. Click. Yes, I want to keep it private. I like this description. Publish. Okay. Okay. Woohoo! So yes, now we have it published. And the next thing we want to do is check it out. So let's pull it up real fast. And I'm gonna refresh the page. And I see it in my recent repositories. Nice. All right, and here we go. So now We've gone through setting up our Unity project to be used with GitHub, and we create a local repo or create a new project, added it as a local repo. So we began tracking those files, and then we pushed it to the remote repository, which is on the GitHub website, and is that what we're looking at right now. So good, and this is where the README file is showcased. It'll let you make changes on the website, but you should only make changes from your local repo. This way, it's easier to track, and when you're doing, yeah, it's easier to track, and it helps to avoid conflicts with your other teammates. Um, so really quickly, I'll show you how to add a collaborator. You go to settings, Pasha. Go to settings, collaborators. You'll input your password here. I have mine saved. And right here, you can add people. And you want to add them by their username, full name, or their email. They'll get a message and they can accept to be a collaborator. Thank you very much for tuning in. Please let me know if you have any questions.